Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fire Force Chapter 214. When we last left our heroes, Faerie had arrived to kidnap Shinra. He threw Oguro away, so Oguro would get caught by Kurono, and then Sho showed up, which made the chapter kind of muddled by the weirdness of Sho's kind of redemption. But Sho fought Faerie to rescue Shinra, and he cut Faerie in half, but the chapter ended with Faerie grinning, so it's kind of skeptical whether or not Faerie's actually dead. Also, the giant Infernal can shoot fire out of his mouth, which is very bad. So that's where we left off. Let's jump in chapter 214. We open with, the waves of the Titanic Infernal's approach are, banging against some buildings. The harbor where a Titanic Infernal has appeared. Can the fire soldiers protect the people? We see some smoke. We see, civilians running away. This way, hurry! Firefighters are directing people up ahead. One guy is tripped and fallen. And he, sees... the shadow of the Infernal. I guess it's the Infernal approach him. And yeah, it just shines, the Infernal's looming over him, his flame mouth lighting up, it looks like he fires. The guy just looks at it. No! And he lets loose. Kurono looks down and sees all this. And they all just die, I think. It's inevitable. The giant will make landfall. The spectacle of ongoing destruction is just a sign of the cataclysm to come. We see Kurono, floating behind the giant's right shoulder. Yeah, that guy just died. We watched him die. Chapter 214, the Kaiju Warfront. And Kurono watches the fire. Man, there goes so many precious weaklings. Yeah, Kurono isn't too concerned. But actually, hold on. We hear a coughing through the fire. The guy we're focusing on is alive, it looks like. Just barely, but yeah. And there's Pon! Fweet! I don't know why I made that my whistle noise. You hurt? Glad I made it in time. Get to shelter before the defense buff wears off. What defense buff? Hold on. And the guy just looks at him. It's useless. Why the hell am I alive? And Pon calls out to them. You shouldn't suffer from the heat for a little bit. Now, while there's still time. The fire isn't hot. Incredible. Was that part of Pon's powers? I feel like Pon hasn't actually done anything since China, so I'm a little unsure what his actual powers are. But I guess that's part of Pon's power set. So, thank you so much. And he blows his whistle again. Citizens are safe and accounted for. No casualties. The ones we directed to shelter are fine too. And there's Ogun and, I genuinely have no idea what that other guy's name is. But they fist bump, and Ogun says, nice, that means no deaths. That's how the Fourth does it. And then the Infernal gets ready for another flamethrower. The enemy's out on the water. We're gonna need someone who can fly to deliver the last rites. That's Ogun's department. Leave it to me. You two just hit me with your buffs. So how do those buffs work exactly? I don't really remember the buffs at all. But anyway... just then, Juggernaut lets loose another attack that hits the Infernal in the face, and Pon tells Ogun, move in between Juggernaut's attacks. And Ogun has, grabbed his skateboard thing, roger that, and he flies off to go attack the Infernal. He's, riding it up. Damn, bro, you're way too big. It's actually more a surfboard than a skateboard, I don't remember. Ogun also has done very little since China. And China was 2 years ago now. Kareen, ready up. I guess Kareen is this guy's name? Awfully close to Kareem, but whatever. And Kareen looks out at the Ogun and the Infernal. Ready when you are. Yeah, Captain Pon's attack buff. That's my shit. Yeah, Ogun feels the buff, and he readies his own flames. And Kareen prepares scale shields. My boy Kareen's at it too. And now Ogun readies his own ink thing. Flamey ink. Ogun-kun, the left shoulder. This is Scop. or Juggernaut. The next panel seems to think that Juggernaut is talking. But he might just not realize that Scop is there. The damage should be heaviest on its left shoulder. You got it, Juggernaut. Fourth force dunk! And he, like, slams into the shoulder. We see the shoulder, like, starts to crack. Hell yeah, Ogun! That's the 4th star rookie. And we see the Infernal's arm has fallen off from the force of Ogun's attack. Also, everything the Juggernaut did to it, too. Hondo looks on, so the 4th's come running, too. You see that, Company 2? That's Company 4's Ogun for ya. Keep it up, Ogun. Left leg next. Stop it from attacking. So yeah, Kareen is just like all fired up, and Pon is still, battle plans. And Kurono watches from above. Looking at you from up close, you're all kinds of banged up. He's seeing like the scratches on the Infernal's armor. I guess I have Company 2 to thank for that. Well then. And he sends out his smoke to fill in the Infernal's cracks. Honda turns to Oguro. Your man just landed on the giant and did something. What was that? I suspect he found somewhere he could bully the thing. You absolutely can't show that guy any weakness. Let him see your weakness even once and he'll rip you to shreds. And we see the smoke had entered from the shoulder, but now rips out of every single crack in its armor. Maybe pulling it apart? I can't really tell. But doing a lot of damage to it. Rubble from the armor, all over the place. Ogun has to, rely on the scale shield to protect him. But it's still alive. It's just, huge chunks of its body are falling off, but it's still there. And Ogun looks on, so that's the dude they call the Maddest. He's something else. And we have a translator note here. Kurono's nickname, the Maddest, uses the kanji for someone who's crazy about something, Kyo, but here he's called the strongest, Saikyo, upon him being insane but also incredibly strong. Okay. And just then, Ogun notices the floating Shinra. Shinra? Captain Pon, up in the sky, it's Shinra. Why is he there? I knew it. Company 8 is the enemy. There's no doubt the giant's there doing too. So Kareen, apparently Pon did not get the message of pro-Company 8 down to the rest of his troops, because Kareen seems to be opposed to them. Anyway, Ogun snaps at Kareen. Kareen, you got Shinra all wrong, man. He's here to stop the giant, just like us. Captain, permission to rescue him? You've got it, Ogun. Captain? He's the devil. He killed his own family. Okay, that's, I guess, part of the... Honestly, I think that might... I'm trying to think if the Empire would be, actively putting out some kind of propaganda campaign. Because I think even, killed his own family was, stuff of, speculation. But the certainty that Kareen says it here, maybe the Empire is, saying, oh, look at how awful Company 8 is. Shinra killed his family. I don't know, I'm just kind of spitballing here. And in response to that, Pon just, blows his whistle at Kareen. And Kareen, chastised, you're right. Company 4 leaves no man behind. And Ogun goes up to where Shinra is. Shinra! Shinra! And just then he sees one of Arrow's arrows, and Sho jumps on top of the arrow. And Sho thinks back to cutting through Faerie. And he thinks it was like cutting through air. And yeah, Faerie is just kind of still there. He's bisected, but the two halves are still there. And Faerie just looks at him. Just how many do you have? Flying isn't all? You can cast illusions on your form as well? Does one person have multiple powers? He flies through the air and doesn't die from being cut. Just what is Faerie's power? Next week, lead color page, to be continued chapter 215, Ignition. Alright, so I like this chapter more than last week's, I will say, just because it only has weird show things until the very end. And instead, there's just a lot of characters getting to, kick ass and blow shit up. We see, again, the return of the buffs that I completely forgotten about and still don't really remember them being there, but I'm going to take their word for it. That I have a very vague memory of something about Pon and the Fourth Brigade and buffs. But it's, barely there at all. Let's see. Beyond that, we get to see Ogun just go ham on that one shoulder and just, fully knock its arm off. Like, that's a cool fucking moment. The fourth force dunk. Super cool. We also see the return of Flamey Ink as well, which has not been seen since China, because again, he has not been here since China. I think so, right? He hasn't actually fought since China, right? I'm not forgetting anything. I don't know. We also see some of Kurono's crazy powers, but it really is just like people going ham on the Infernal until Ogun finds Shinra and kind of wanders into show the Faerie, which leads to the question of what exactly Faerie's deal is. There is this thing, there's one person, multiple powers, and a part of me thinks maybe... No, that wouldn't work. I was thinking maybe his flying could be an illusion, but he's making other people fly too, so I doubt it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. This is kind of a simple chapter, but it's a lot of fun just watching people like go ham on the Titanic Infernal. So yeah, that's all I have to say for this week's chapter. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!